People living in 2 Greater Manchester tower blocks will no longer have to pay to fix potentially dangerous cladding on the building.
Flat owners had been told they'd have to find more than £10,000 each to make their homes safe, but after a long campaign, the company that owns the flats has changed its mind. Eunice Muller reports.
Everyone agreed dangerous cladding at Cypress Place and Vallejo Court in Manchester needed to come down, but there were arguments over who should pay.
It's been 20 months of just an absolute nightmare. It's been a living hell.
Today, leaseholders have been told they will not have to pay up to £25,000 per apartment for the cladding to be removed.
We went along on Tuesday thinking it was going to be exactly the same message again. You know, we're still working on it. It's quite complex. And they told us the quite amazing news. We weren't expecting it whatsoever. We couldn't quite believe it.
The buildings have Grenfell Tower-style cladding, but in July a tribunal ruled lease agreements allow the freehold owner to charge for cladding costs through service charges.
We didn't put the cladding on, we bought in good faith, and actually to be told, oh, there's this one line in your lease that means that we can do this to you, that's just horrible, and it has been very, very stressful, and we've had to fight to get to where we are.
Pemberstone, which owns the freehold in the flats, and original developers Lend-Lease have now set up a joint fund for costs. In a statement, it says, "We have been in dialogue with various interested parties for some time to arrive at a solution for the replacement of the cladding as quickly as possible, without residents having to pay. We are pleased that the process has now resulted in a positive outcome." In January, the Australian company Lend-Lease was awarded a £200 million contract to refurbish Manchester Town Hall, a decision that attracted criticism at the time because of the cladding row.
I think it's good that Lend-Lease are doing the right thing. Obviously, they are now part of helping refurb the Manchester Town Hall, so I think it's good that they're now taking responsibility and doing the right thing for residents of Manchester.
A contractor, Clearline Maintenance Limited, is expected to begin its preliminary work in the next few weeks, but isn't expected on site until the end of June, possibly early July. The work on Cypress Place and Vallejo Court is expected to be completed by early 2020.
Once it's off, then we know we can put the nightmare to bed, and then I'm selling this place and getting out of here.
Today's confirmation over who should pay represents a victory for residents. Eunice Muller, BBC Northwest Tonight, Manchester.
Well, let's talk about this a bit more now. Eunice is here. So this is really good news for these residents, Eunice, but there are still hundreds of others in dispute with the owners of their buildings.
Annabelle, this is a complex issue. And what we've learned today, if anything, is that we're not perhaps looking at a legal question here, but a moral one. There are 13 other private apartment blocks, and residents of those blocks have the same concerns as those of people that I've spoken to today. Now, Manchester City Council, which brokered these talks that led to the breakthrough, want the other apartment blocks to follow this example. They say that Lend-Lease and also Pemberstone have done the right thing. Now, we've made a few calls today, and interestingly, one other block, the Fresh building in Salford, residents there won't have to pay the cost of removing that cladding. The company which issued the warranty there will honour that warranty, and that cladding there will also be removed.
However, it isn't just private flat owners that are facing problems, is it?
No, we're talking about thousands of council tenants and housing association residents as well. There are 56 high-rise blocks that we're looking at here. So we're looking at similar concerns, similar issues. Some 20 months now since the Grenfell tragedy, of course, 72 people died in that tragedy. So that people still have these concerns about the cladding, and those concerns will only be met, of course, if that cladding is removed.
Yeah. Eunice, thanks very much.